Hello everyone. Greetings from Explore Right. Fun way to learn coding. So in the last video, we discussed on how to enable the API, and also we generated the credentials required to implement the Google Sheets API. So the next part here is to understand what exactly the API is and what are the points to remember when you're studying an API. So I've listed few of the generalized points, what you need to remember when you're studying an API. So first thing you need to understand what is the nature of the API or what is the type of the API. There are two web services which are dominantly, ruling the cloud, communication. So the APIs are developed using these web services. So the first one is REST and the second one is SOAP. So you need to understand which type your API is. Is it a REST or a SOAP? So depending on the web service, your next other points will rely on. So the second point you're going to identify is what is the endpoint of the resource of the API. So how you have to invoke this API. What is that service endpoint you need to invoke these API? And next is what are the operations you need? For example, so if you're invoking an API on the Google, so it has some endpoint. Okay, I am giving you this endpoint, and my APIs for this particular operation are these. So you name them as resources here, and this is an endpoint. So I'll show you what exactly these endpoints are in the next step. So the resources you need to understand and implement are depending on your operations. For example, if it is an append, if it is a delete, or if it is an adding something. So these are your resources you need. And each of the resources will have these parameters or these factors to cover, depending on the type of the request, depending on the type of the resource. For example, if you want to get something, if you want to retrieve something from the cloud, then it will be a get HTTP request, which normally REST says. So then you don't have to have the request body. You don't have to send anything to, as a part of the body. And there might be some parameters, there might be some query parameters, and you get a response and you have to analyze what type of representation it is. So this is how a simple GET request works on REST HTTP. So why I'm concentrating on REST? Because our Google Sheets API is developed on REST resources. So how will you identify that with whether it is a REST or a SOAP? I'll just show you in the next upcoming slide. So next part is if it is a post. So if when I want to say, I want to send some data to the cloud and I want to store it there. So it should be the post request, and it will have some request body where I'll be sending my data. And depending on the operations, I'll have a response body. Again, the type of representation for all of the APIs will remain same from start to end. If whether it can be any two of these types, it can be a JSON, it can be XML. And there are variations of these two formats, and you have the representation of your data. And next thing, to all of these resources, you need some access, how you can access these resources on the cloud. So there comes the point of authorization and accessing these resources. And that's why we wanted these client credentials created on Google Developer Console. So let's understand first what exactly the API is, and then we'll understand what is the step to authorize and get an access for all these resources on the Google Sheets API. So go to the Google and search Google Sheets API documentation. So when you have this, you have to first search from developers.google.com and just click on the first link here. So it will give you a number of tabs and information about what exactly this Sheets API is. And you can also have the deviations from the main page here. So I just want to go to the reference documentation here. So when I go to the reference documentation, I have these tabs. So before jumping to what exactly we are looking for the resources to implement, let's understand how these guide us. What exactly I meant on what is the service point and what is the, you know, how you can invoke them. So you have something called as spreadsheet. So we refer this spreadsheet as a workbook in Excel. So it is a spreadsheet, one resource. And next we have the sheets to be added. So if you, as you can see here, you have this, it's a spreadsheet and this is a sheet. You have a number of sheets added here. And yeah, going back here to the guides. So you have each cell, the column where we write the data. So every data matters to us, and this is how the cell data is representation in JSON in a JSON format. So every spreadsheet has an ID which we'll be using, and every sheet has an ID which we'll be using for data writing and reading. So this is it you'll need to know about spreadsheet, sheet, and cell. Next, moving on to the reference, how you can identify each of them is understanding the service endpoint here. First thing is the service endpoint on Google Sheets API is sheets.googleapis.com. So this is the endpoint we'll be referring to. You can just make a note of it and keep it on your notepad. Next is the resources, what we want to look for to write and read the data from the Google spreadsheets. So directly jump to v4.spreadsheets.values. You have a navigation here and here as well, the table of contents. And how did I come to know that it is a REST? Simple, it's clearly mentioned that it is a REST resource. And he says that it is a HTTP request here, something like this. So we'll be having differentiation from the REST resource and the SOAP resource. SOAP is something which has its own envelope, which talks in terms of XML, and it has its own way of writing the header, data, body, etc. So coming to the resources of the Google Sheets API, which we want to implement. So we'll be pointing, or we'll be looking for appending the data to the spreadsheets. We'll be having getting the data from the spreadsheets where you want to retrieve some range of values and you want to clear something out from the spreadsheets and you want to update something to the spreadsheet with the value existing, and you want to add something to the existing data. So as you can see here, these are the resource points where we can access them. How you, like the append says this is an append resource, and it has some path parameters here. So these are the path parameters you need to pass, which is spreadsheet ID and which spreadsheet you're working on, and what is the range you will have to append the data, and what type of request it is. So if you want to send something to the cloud, it's basically you need some data to be sent from your end, which is referred as request body. And when you want to get something from the cloud, just represent the HTTP method get, and you don't have any request body here, simple. So when you want to post something to the cloud, it's something you have to have as a request body, and you need to send it. And it is either a post method or put method. And you want to delete something and you want to clear off something. So it depends on how you implement the data. How you implement the API. Some of the APIs for deleting the data has, delete method of HTTP. And here the clear resource has post method, which only clears the values from the spreadsheet. So it requires some request body here. So normally the delete method has path parameters and the query parameters, and it deletes. So here we are going to clear something out. So we need to send the information as a request body. So moving on to one of the resource, just to give an overview how each resource works on and what I'm talking about now. So this is the HTTP request. So it says that this is the HTTP method post and the URL or the service endpoint with the resource. Okay, the endpoint. So the endpoint is Google Sheets, sheets.googleapis.com with a version of the spreadsheets with the API of the API. And then there are some path parameters, which how to identify the path parameters. It will be clearly mentioned by the docs from the provider that it is enclosed in the curly braces. So these are the IDs we need to pass. And next is the resource. So it varies from different cloud providers. And here Google Sheets mention them with a colon separated, and it is the resource name. So which is nothing but append. And the parameters have to be passed. And you will have some query parameters, which says something like this. If I suppose I'll give an example here. This is my URL and I want to pass my query parameters. So I'll just say it as question mark. So which means that the question mark differentiates the URL and the query parameters here. So I'll say my param1, which has some value, secret. So these are my query parameters. And if you have another one, then it was separated with and. So this is how the query parameters are identified. And the post request method has to be sent with the request, which is termed as request body, which has to be sent as a part of JSON representation. So if you go here, and this is how the body has to be sent. So you'll have to add your data here. Your data has to be passed in the values parameter key. The range you need to mention, the major dimension. We'll come to this when we are working on the API. So this is how your request body is. And next thing, going to append back. One second. Yeah. And lastly, after sending your request, after invoking your request, you have the response body on success of the request, I mean on posting everything on the cloud, and you have a response written from the cloud saying that, okay, I have updated this spreadsheet and so is my data where I have updated, and this is your reference point. Or it may also say that it is updated. The message can be something with status true, and message can be the data is updated. So it depends on different OAuth provider and the type of implementation we are looking for. So here, since we have updated a spreadsheet and a cell row, so we have the spreadsheet ID and we have what ranges of the table on the spreadsheet, on the sheet are being updated and what are the updates. So everything is being returned back. And to access these APIs, we need the authorization. So authorization is the next thing we'll look for, and we'll implement how to get these authorization directly into the PHP and access these APIs and work around using the REST client. And then we'll move on to the PHP Codeigniter framework. First, we'll understand how these APIs work in the next upcoming video using the Postman. Thank you so much. Stay connected.